What?
The contract for the sale of our company has been signed. They say the new boss is arriving today.
Beautiful, successful, and confident. I'm not talking about me, but about our logistician, Megan. This is me. Nice to meet you. I'm Catherine Huxley, head of the finance department. While everyone in the office was gossiping about our new boss, I was working hard and keeping silent.
They say the new boss is not only rich, but also handsome.
There will be a general meeting today, and we'll see everything for ourselves.
I wish I could snatch him up and no longer deal with all these papers or numbers.
I didn't get my hopes up. Who would want me? What worried me was that Ricky had run off somewhere again.
The person you are trying to reach is currently unavailable.
Ricky was my younger brother. He was a troubled teen and a real troublemaker. We didn't know who our father was. I raised my brother after our mom died, and to be honest, that wasn't easy. The gossips were right. Our new boss, Eric Grant, was very handsome.
I am glad to meet my new colleagues. I hope our joint efforts will produce good results, and the company, Chester Finance, will conquer new horizons.
Brr. I wondered if I was the only one who thought Mr. Grant seemed very cold.
There are going to be some personnel changes. Some of you will get new positions.
That definitely won't be me. The new boss will be lost without a secretary like me. That was Linda, our former boss's personal assistant. She was insufferable. Rumor had it she wanted to sleep with Mr. Chester and make him marry her, but he died before she could do that. Whoa, I got goosebumps from his gaze. I hoped I would be able to keep my job. Getting it hadn't been easy.
Hey, Catherine, boss wants to see you. Finish your coffee break and go to his office.
What? I hope the boss just needed a financial report. Wow, what was up with our misconfidence?
Mr. Grant, this is Catherine Huxley, head of the finance department.
Thank you, Michael. You're free to go. Have a seat, Catherine.
Hello, Mr. Grant.
Tell me, Catherine, is it true that you weren't qualified for your position when you applied for it?
Well, Damn, what was I supposed to do? Lying seemed useless. He would see right through me. After I became my brother's guardian, he got into some trouble. Ricky had always been great with computers, and he had decided to pull off a scam with bank accounts, but got caught. He could go to juvie. In exchange for my brother's freedom, the cops demanded a large sum of money. Where could an orphan girl who had just graduated from college get so much money? I borrowed it. My brother came back home, but now I was neck deep in debt. Finding a job wasn't easy, but I came across a vacancy for the head of the department at Chester Finance. The salary was good, but there were too many requirements for a new graduate, and I asked Ricky for help. My brother hacked the website with the candidates' test results and changed mine. It seemed the new boss had found out about it. Mr. Grant, don't fire me. Without this job, my brother and I will be, in trouble.
You successfully passed the prohibition period. Despite your lies, you turned out to be a good employee. Miss Huxley, I need people like you.
God, my head was going to explode. Was I fired or?
You're going to be my personal assistant. I transferred Linda to the General Affairs Department.
So that was why the beauty had stormed out of the boss's office in tears. What is this?
A contract, according to which you will unconditionally obey me, follow my orders, and be in touch around the clock.
But I'm already loyal to Chester Finance.
I need your absolute loyalty.
Mr. Grant, I don't think I'm quite right for this position.
I'm talking about a loyalty to me, person. In the event of refusal, you will be fired. And rest assured, I have enough connections to make sure you won't even find a job as a waitress.
Who did he think he was? That tyrant! However, I had nowhere to go. Everyone was shocked by his decision. Linda was livid. I moved into the office next to Eric's and was up to my ears in reports, documents, statistics, and charts. It felt like Mr. Grant was deliberately flooding me with work. I wanted to go home and relax a little. Young Mom, Ricky and I as kids. Mom never answered our questions about Dad. I wondered who he was. Ugh, if only our parents had been with us. Ricky wouldn't have grown up into such a troublemaker, and we wouldn't have gotten into such a mess.
Hi, sis.
Ricky, where have you been? I was so worried.
I was hanging out with some friends. Why are you yelling at me? I'm already 17. I'm not a child.
Don't forget that I'm your guardian, and I'm working hard to pay for your freedom. I have a right to know where you are.
You're not my mom, and you can't control my every step. I didn't ask to be saved. If it's that hard for you, I'll find a way to earn money. So quit driving me nuts with your lectures.
I can't control anything in my life. As time went on, I gradually got used to being the boss's assistant. I had to do a lot of work. It even felt like I would be able to plan the budget, make deals, and run Chester Finance myself if I worked another year or two at that pace. Who would be calling me so late? Hello?
Ms. Huxley.
I had a bad feeling about it. I asked who I was talking to.
It's the police. Your brother has been arrested.
I had no doubt that Eric would be mad I left work without permission, but I didn't care. Ricky was in trouble again. I'm sure there was some sort of mistake.
Your brother is in big trouble. He hacked into the account of a well-known blogger and asked his followers for money. Of course, the fans responded and started transferring him money. Your little brother withdrew cash. That's how we caught him.
Damn it, Ricky! You arrogant idiot! What is going to happen to him?
He'll be sentenced to at least 3 years in juvie. However, we could come to an agreement.
I never would have thought I would be so happy there was so many corrupt cops in my country. How much will it cost for you to forget about my brother's mistake? The policeman gave me 3 days to find the money. Damn it, that wasn't enough time to get 30 grand. Calm down, Catherine. You'll figure something out.
Catherine, could you send an extra $100 to the girls from the logistics department? They helped us a lot with the delivery of the equipment.
But, Michael, as the deputy head, you're the only one who has the authority to do that.
Oh, come on. I have to go to a meeting. Everyone's getting their bonuses tomorrow, and I don't have the time to take care of it. Who should I entrust this to if not you? I'll DM you with the password for the program.
Right. Catherine Huxley to the rescue. Okay, logistics department. An extra 100. Done. Would I get a bonus too? That would be nice. 3 grand? Oh, just a day before, I would have been ecstatic. But now, when I knew Ricky could go to juvie, what if? No, I could go to prison for it.
He'll be sentenced to at least 3 years in juvie. But we could come to an agreement.
Ricky? I hoped no one would find out about it. The next day, the employees of Chester Finance got their bonuses. I wanted to get my brother out too much to stop now. $30,000 were transferred to my account, and I went to the bank after work to withdraw cash. Ricky was home again. A couple of days at the police station must have left an impression because he was finally behaving. At work, no one seemed to suspect what I had done. Everything was going as usual.
Miss Huxley, come to my office.
I grabbed the report I was supposed to give my boss and did just that. Why are they here? After we got our bonuses, I went to the bank to make a loan payment and saw Catherine withdrawing a whole bunch of money from an ATM. Of course, that made me suspicious. Damn it, the boss glared at me. If looks could kill, Linda kept talking. Michael is in charge of the bonuses, and I decided to ask him why Mr. Grant's secretary was getting so much money. I never got such bonuses when I worked for Mr. Chester. We need to fire her immediately.
I was as surprised as Linda, so I opened the bonus program and realized that someone had changed the size of Catherine's bonus. The day before, I'd given her the password myself. God, Catherine, we trusted you.
I wanted to sink through the floor. Thieves have no place in Chester Finance.
I agree.
That was it. I was about to be fired and handed over to the cops. What would happen to Ricky? Eric looked furious.
Have you forgotten who the head of this company is? I don't need anyone's advice. Get out of here. Both of you. Miss Huxley, stay.
What was he doing? Damn it, I was scared.
That was very stupid of you. Firing you and putting you behind bars aren't my only options, you know. I could just wring your neck. Our contract stipulated complete obedience, and yet you decided you could do as you pleased.
Mr. Grant, I needed that money. My brother was in trouble. I would have never done that if it hadn't been for the circumstances.
Yes, I know. Your brother is not an easy person to raise. That's why I want you to sign a new contract. I'll help you pay your debts and take care of you in the future.
Mr. Grant, I don't understand.
You're going to marry me.
I didn't understand why Eric would want me as his wife. He didn't explain anything, and I was at a crossroads again. I could be fired and go to prison, or solve all my problems and live with a tyrant. I said yes, feeling like I would never be free again. I moved into Eric's mansion and was constantly guarded. Didn't he understand I wasn't going anywhere? Eric himself almost never approached me, and I spent my days in a golden cage. Michael?
Catherine, listen to me carefully. Grant is a monster. Nothing good will happen to the company under his leadership. I've given too much to Chester Finance to let it be destroyed like that. And you probably want to live a normal life again. We can help each other.
I'm listening. Michael said that Eric was preparing some sort of deal that was doomed to fail. I was supposed to get into my husband's office and find some files that would help expose Eric.
He will go to jail, and you, as his legal spouse, will get all of his money. It will be enough for you to live comfortably for the rest of your life. All I need is the company.
I was tired of being a victim. It was time to stop caring about the laws and morals. It was time to act. Damn, a password. Okay, calm down. Hello, Ricky? I need your brains and hacking skills. Got it. I'll try that. It worked! A folder with my name on it? Interesting. What? A DNA test? I couldn't believe my eyes. It turned out that the former owner of our company was my father. I had been supposed to inherit Chester Finance. Eric didn't own the company. He was simply acting as its head on Mr. Chester's order until I turned 21. According to the documents, after that, he would lose all authority. It was crazy. So that was why Eric had married me. He didn't want to part with the company. He must have decided to keep the wife on a short leash and away from that information, and then get his hands on the company. That bastard! He wasn't home yet, but I would call the cops and wait for him. What? My husband had most likely found out that I wanted to betray him and decided to get rid of me. Hell no! I tried to pull away, but someone hit me over the head. No one was explaining to me what was going on. I had nowhere to run. I didn't know how much time had passed when I suddenly heard gunfire outside. Did they really find me? Hey, I'm here! You?
We're leaving.
I'm not going anywhere with you, you damn tyrant. Did you want to get your hands on what belonged to me and Ricky? Just shoot me right now.
You stubborn fool. Now that you've finally stopped yelling and kicking, I'm going to tell you an interesting story. Becoming rich isn't that easy. Before founding the company, Mr. Chester was an ordinary office worker. Then, he met a girl. Soon they had a daughter. At the time, Mr. Chester's career took off. His wife and daughter practically never saw him because of the trips and meetings. Besides, Chester started cheating on her. Mr. Chester's wife was pregnant with their second child when she took her daughter and left. She changed her last name, moved, and cut ties with her past. Back then, the young, ambitious Mr. Chester, the future head of Chester Finance, decided that his career was more important to him and did not attempt to get them back. Years passed. A girl who looked just like her mother became head of the company's finance department, and Mr. Chester realized that Catherine Huxley could be his daughter. He asked a doctor to send the blood of the girl to a gene research laboratory after her next examination. to make sure. His suspicions were confirmed, but he couldn't tell his daughter the truth yet. Hired assassins were out to get him. Someone wanted to take over his company. Mr. Chester turned to his friend and head of security detail, Eric Grant, for help, and entrusted his company to him. The old man asked his friend to keep Catherine safe and prepare her for a role as head of the company, and then tell her everything and leave the company to her once she turned 21. However, old age had caught up to Mr. Chester before the hired killers could. He died, and Eric felt it was his duty to fulfill his last request.
Are you my father's friend? Why did he want to wait until I turned 21? And who kidnapped me?
After you turn 21, your brother will no longer need a guardian. He will be 18 by then. The citizens of the country have the right to make major financial transactions after they turn 21. As for the kidnappers, see for yourself.
What? It was him?
Michael has wanted to run Chester Finance for a long time. He wanted to frame and get rid of me, but he couldn't find a way to do it. He wondered why I made you my assistant and started digging. He found out that you urgently needed a large sum of money and gave you access to the bonus program, hoping that you'd be tempted to change your bonus. His plan worked. He convinced Linda to help him, and they turned you in to kick you out of the company. But I was already suspicious of Michael at the time. That's why I married you, to keep you in the public eye. However, my clever deputy found out all about this and decided to use it. He wanted you to send some files to him. That way he would have gotten rid of you and me at the same time. But that didn't work, and Michael decided to hire kidnappers and start blackmailing me. Am I getting everything right, Michael? But you didn't take into account that I would quickly find my wife. There was a tracker in her wedding ring.
You're right, Mr. Grant.
After the truth was revealed, our life took a sharp turn. I kept living with Eric in his house and preparing to become the head of Chester Finance. Grant paid off all of Ricky's debts, and we managed to get my brother into college so he would study programming. He had a talent and would become head of the technical department of the company in a few years. Of my company. I turned 21, and Eric's time as the head of the company came to an end. As promised, he handed it over to me.
Well, now you're a real boss. My mission is accomplished. You're safe, and you don't have to be Miss Grant anymore.
You know, being Mrs. Grant isn't that bad. I also run a company, but have no personal security detail. Would you like to protect me and always be by my side?